Get your kids up, get them to school, get them on time, and then get a little bit of peace of mind too.
She is a tattoo artist
Oh wow!
and he DJs. So they're a very eclectic couple to say the least.
Nice.
Sometimes he actually DJs at his wife's tattoo studio, which is pretty
Oh
cool. So
wow!
imagine, like you're going to get tatted.
Doom,
You just
doom, 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 and then you're getting a tattoo.
not techno.
These vest shoulder arts, man, it was just like it was amazing. It was kind of gave me goosebumps, kind of brought me back to some of that stuff that I was going through at the time I got diagnosed with PTSD. He's like, Dad, I know you're in the military. I saw your uniforms. You teach me how to iron and all that stuff. So it was cool. Like that's where I think we found our common ground.
Yeah.
Hey, San Antonio, how you doing? This is Johnny Valdez, and we're welcome back to the Veteran SA Podcast. I'm here with my host, Miss Tori Escamilla. Hey.
Hello.
Round of applause, round of applause. So, before we get started, of course, we want to pay homage and thank you to our sponsor, Game Day. Game Day is mental health in Alamo Ranch. If you're looking for any kind of men pickup, any testosterone, any kind of really get some insight on how to get back to your old self, definitely look up Game Day Alamo Ranch and reach out to Vern, and Vern will get you right. So let's jump into it. I mean, this month is August. It's a lot of stuff going on in August,
100%.
especially school. Kids are getting back to school, all handling all that stress and being able to get your kids up, get them to school, get them on time, and then get a little bit of peace of mind too. Now you got to get back to that routine that probably you're threw out the
They've been
window
up
for the
all
whole
night.
summer.
They've been up all night.
Yeah.
Trying to get him back to bed early by 9.
Get them
up at 8, all
up
that
at
good stuff.
8. Now they're not zombies; they're staying up all night to the
Exactly.
next day.
For all
So,
our active duty, this is actually PCS season.
yeah, PCS
So I'm
season.
sure
So
it's a whole lot of
a
craziness here in
whole
military
lot.
city, San Antonio.
Heck yeah. So let's jump right into it. So our first thing is our hero spotlight.
Yeah.
I know you had a chance. You selected. This is your guy. Tell us a little bit about that hero spotlight.
Yes, so Eddie Vieira just so happens that me and him were in debt at the same time. So good old 2009. And we stayed friends throughout all these years, and he ended up getting out. And on top of him, like going to school, he recently got married. He is a DJ and he does specifically vinyl,
Oh
which
wow.
I'm not too
Old school,
I don't know
yeah.
about the DJ world. That's like a fancy thing
The
because
ones and
everyone does
twos, right?
electronics now. So he does that. That's his kind of like release of, being able to like express himself. It's his way of getting to know the community, being
Mhm.
back for all the years that he was out. I think he was stationed in San Diego for the majority of the time. So now he's
Oh,
back in San
lucky.
Antonio. It's his way of networking, reaching out to people. It's kind of like his artistic release. So there was a really good friend. Him and I still keep in touch pretty often. He DJs any and everywhere.
Mhm.
And he does kind of like dark wave.
I don't know what that
I
is.
don't know either. I think it's more like 80s,
Oh,
Flacasitos
okay.
kind of
Yeah.
vibe.
Okay. Gotcha.
But
Gotcha.
that's his thing. So, and if you see him, you would never think that he looked like a veteran. He looks like a veterano, but not an actual veteran.
Yeah.
But shout out to my boy Eddie. He's doing his thing. Him and his wife. They just finished their associates. They're working on their bachelors, and they're just
Nice.
living their best life. She is a tattoo artist
Oh wow.
and he DJs. So they're a very eclectic couple to say the least. But
Yeah.
I love where he's going with it, and he's doing very well. He's enjoying his 100% VA. So
Nice.
kudos to
Yeah.
him. I'm trying
Yeah.
to have like
Freeze up
10
a
years
little.
soon.
Yeah. Freeze you up a little bit, right?
Yeah. So shout out to my boy Eddie. We put in the magazine at the different places that he DJs at.
Nice.
Sometimes he actually DJs at his wife's tattoo studio, which is pretty
Oh,
cool. So imagine
what?
like you're going to get tatted
Doom,
up, and
doom,
you just hear
doom,
the music.
doom, 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 and then
No,
you're getting a
it's
tattoo.
not techno.
Oh, okay. My bad.
But
I'm thinking
you're
DJ. Doom,
getting the
doom,
concept of
doom.
it. But yeah, so check that out. Get to know a little bit about my boy Eddie. Apparently, DJing vinyl is like a niche.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's
So
definitely old school. It's definitely an old school way of DJing. I mean, that's kind of how they got
I love
started.
freestyle.
Yeah, right. Get in there.
Yeah, but
And like
that's my
talking
hero
about how you say
spotlight.
with vets with music, and I definitely want to make a shout out and salute to Mr. Flaco Jimenez, who passed away recently, who
Yes,
was
R.I.P. Flacco.
also a Vietnam veteran
Yes.
in the U.S. Army. So just shout out to them and their family. And I know he's done a lot of great things for the veteran community and
and as well as for
and with the music. I
yes,
mean,
in general,
he's
this
just a
emotional
living,
movie.
yeah, living legend. So awesome, man. Well, yeah, Eddie is definitely. I don't remember him quite
If you see him,
well.
you would.
I probably
He's about
would.
as tall as you, so you guys were eye to eye.
Oh, okay. Yeah, not a lot of people are eye to eye with me.
That's my point. You remember him when you
Yeah.
saw him.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. So, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, so now, tune in next month for our next hero spotlight. So, also if you know anybody out there and they have any recommendations for anybody, you
Yes,
can reach out to Tori, you can
please
reach out
do.
to the magazine, and we can take a look and see if there'd be a fit for our hero spotlight.
Yes,
All right.
any and everything we're taking because I know this past month we were trying to focus on anybody who was expressing themselves in an artistic way.
Mhm.
Last month we had a muralist,
Yeah.
and that was his outlet. And so this month we found somebody who does DJs on the ones and
Yeah,
twos.
yeah.
So if you know somebody, got a friend, family who does something that you feel needs to be spotlighted, we would definitely love to have them
Yeah, for sure, especially in the cultural arts stuff. I mean, that's a kind of a hidden therapy that a lot of people don't really see it as a therapy.
for sure.
You see people getting into like the fashion world with design, and you see people getting into the arts, like the murals and painting, sculpting, and music, and all these other different things that are arts that help with PTSD. So if you know somebody's out there doing great things in that art world in some form, let us know. We'll love to highlight that and share their story. So hit us up. All right. So moving on. I mean, we have our mental health matters, which is with Dr. Coronado and Natasha. They both wrote pretty cool articles about the national health and mental health statistics and things that are going on, and they also talked about that with their podcast, the Doc Talk. So if you get a chance to tune into our channel, check out their segment of Doc Talk. We're meeting. They brought on Lauren Ridge Treatment Center, which is a center where they treat for PTSD, for drug addiction, and different things like that. And I got a chance to tour their facility. It is
Nice.
awesome. It is awesome. They had a.
You're like, can I take a
I was like,
vacation?
what do you need
How
to
much
do to
how much
check
for the
in?
stay?
I was like,
Could use a little
I
vacation.
may need a couple days here. Get away from these kids. Back to school. No, I didn't go to Norridge, but man, their facility, their therapy rooms, kind of gave me a little bit of chills and stuff. I know when I got diagnosed with PTSD back then, we're kind of doing the cognitive therapy groups and stuff like that. And it was kind of a little intimidating, a little too much because you have certain levels of PTSD.
Right.
There's some people
And
just,
it's also just a lot of emotions, a lot of
yeah.
things going into it, a lot of talking.
So they have a real specific room where they have therapy, and they have a whole bunch of ways that vets kind of express their inner issues that they're going through and through the arts and different things. And they have a whole room of all the different ways these vets show their arts. Man, it was just like it was amazing. It was kind of gave me goosebumps, kind of brought me back to some of that stuff that I was going through at the time I got diagnosed with PTSD. So that was pretty good. So shout out to them. Definitely tune into the Doc Talk. Definitely check them out and see their discussions with them. So jumping on to the next thing, man, the back to school tips for veterans. Um, back to school is a really transitional thing, and it should be good for a lot of vets have a lot of issues with it because especially if you're new, like you're just getting out, you're jumping into the family thing, and you're kind of getting this routine. Or I don't know if uh a lot of vets are like me, but when my first 5 years in the military was right when the Iraq Afghanistan war started, so I was deployed a lot.
Mhm.
Through I think between 2004 to 2006, I missed two Christmases, Thanksgivings, first days of schools, all that stuff. So it was like, once I came home and it was like middle of the school year, and then you had to try to pick up the kids from school and then drop them off and find that routine and trying to figure out
There's a
where
whole
you
other
fit
kind of
in.
stress.
Yeah, it's just like trying to get in where you fit in, and then your spouse or whatever they already have your routine, so you're kind of playing a hopscotch thing where you're trying to like, okay, I could jump in here, and they're like, no, 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 that's not how we do it, or whatever. So try to find a routine. I think that was my biggest thing is how to fit in. How to get my kids in there on time and stuff like that. Not to get them there too early, like military time. You get them there super early, like that. The school's not even open yet.
Right. There's
Like,
nobody watching
hey,
here.
if you're
Hello.
if you're if you're on time, you're late, bro. Come on, get in. Let's go. You can walk around, do something, but definitely, I think just trying to work with your family, get in there, and trying to find a routine to get the kids in there, especially the different grade levels. I mean, mine are in high school. He's just starting school. Lanier Vokes, yeah, you know how pumped I am for that.
He's gonna play
Yeah,
basketball.
he's gonna play
Love it.
basketball too and all that. So I'm pretty excited about that. But
That's awesome.
you know, it took a lot of bribery. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not too beneath that to say.
Like, there's not a lot of tall Mexicans. You gotta
Yes,
get in
you
there.
gotta get in there. But having to help them get through that whole process, and myself learning to taking that. My two older sons, when they got to high school, I was still in the military. They were doing that kind of stuff. So it's pretty cool to be able to experience that again with them.
Nice.
That so and some of the other things too, is like back to school shopping.
Mhm.
I mean, these kids, everything's so expensive. Everything is so expensive. So, definitely this coming weekend is going to be the tax-free weekend. So, if you have opportunities looking to save a little bit of money, definitely This is the weekend to go out there. I think Academy has some great sales. I think I saw. I don't know about y'all, but J.C. Penney's had the Jabos back in the day. That's when my mom got me Jabos tax season. I got to rock the Jabos back then. But this my son. Crazy enough, he's like, "I want some Dickies."
I was just gonna say, all the kids are wearing all the things that we used to wear. Like the girls are into
That's
like
crazy.
the chunky chanclas and the Jinko jeans,
Yes.
and I'm like, I wore those when I was in middle
I
school.
don't know what they're got into, but I was like, "Hold on, bro. First of all, no one in your families are cholos. There's no cholos in our family.
He wants a
Where'd you get?"
he wants a Dickie suit.
He wants, yeah, no, he wants a whole thing. He
Yeah,
wants a dick.
it's called a Dickie suit.
There's a spot on Military Drive that he keeps begging me to go to. It's called
WSS.
Street Gear. Street Gear. I don't know if it's on
With
Military
his
and
Edgar haircut.
yeah. Oh no, he doesn't. Thank God. Thank God he got rid of that. But so I'm like, all right, man. So I had to throw down. I said, this is West Side San Antonio. Okay. I don't know. We don't live in the West Side anymore. My mom does, but back in the day, if you weren't Dickies, Cortez, and
You're about that
yeah,
life.
you're about that life. You
Right.
need to be careful. He's like, no, dad, people just wear this just because they like the style. It's not like gang related anymore. I'm like, okay. It's hard for me to grab that, but I was like, okay. So he's got his little
He's
style.
walking out of the house with a white beater.
Yeah. I'm like, man. But figuring that out as a dad, trying to kind of relate to him,
Right.
and for me, I'm like, you need to tuck in your shirt. Military, you gotta tuck in your shirt, make sure your shoes look good, make sure you're presentable. He's all like,
We've had a conversation of you dressing in Tim's, sir.
oh, okay, yes.
Can tell
Yeah.
anything
Well,
to
that was
yours.
my DMX era. I was a DMX fan. I like to wear, my jeans and my DMX and my
You know
Timbs.
how it is to be at the age where you're
My
trying to
Nike
fit in.
jumpsuit.
Frick,
Okay,
hello.
I get it. That's why I don't trip too much about him doing that. But
At my
um,
age, tell your dad to show you old pictures.
oh no,
And
no,
then they're short.
definitely don't want to show those old pictures. And he's gonna be like, "You see that?" No, but yeah, getting that routine with them, and then like I said, taking advantage. He's gonna tell Dad, they have tax free street gear. I'm like, oh my god, I don't know how many Dickies you want to
I love
buy,
this
bro.
wear. I love it.
And then he's like, Dad, I know you're in the military. I saw your uniforms. Can you teach me how to iron and all that stuff? So it was cool. Like that's where I think we found our common ground. Where
Yeah,
like,
that's awesome. I love it.
so that's part of an extra thing. So he's like, "Dad, I want my Dickie starch.
Just gonna
What do
say,
you,
I was like,
what do
you
you?"
guys over there writing the starch and
Yeah,
everything.
doing creases, and he wants all kinds. He wants to three print. Well, I don't know. Were you in when we had utilities?
No, I had just came in when they
Oh,
switched
okay.
over to
Yeah.
the
So then we had utilities and the utilities in the back, you had to have I think in the brown khakis now
was
they
it
put it
Navy,
already in
low
there.
key old school cholos.
I don't know. We had to crease our utilities in the back with the
Right, I
three
remember.
lines.
Yeah,
So so my son was
the
like,
blues are still like that.
Are they?
Hmm.
Oh, okay, yeah. I know when they gave us the brown ones, they already were like pre-creased or whatever. So I
I know
don't know,
nothing
but
about no brown
yeah.
uniforms.
So he's like, that's kind of how we're bonding. We're able to get into each
Nice.
other and talk about, about back to school. We're able to talk about, as we're ironing the clothes and stuff, we're able to talk about school, talk about, what to expect as a
Right.
high school
That
student.
reminds me of Mi Familia.
Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna have the best pants in all the quince.
I love it.
Yeah, but yeah, so I mean that would be my tip.
Bond with your kids.
Yes, bond with your kids. There's always some great military stuff that you can share with them, and
Right.
and then that you guys can find a window to kind of get involved with your kids' life, especially like with high school and stuff like that. It's kind of an age where they're just kind of want to be independent, but still kind of need you from afar,
Right.
kind of thing. So it's like no more holding your hand all the way to the classroom. It's like drop me off a block away so nobody sees you, kind of thing.
They're like, "Is that your dad?" No.
No. So why is he screaming and waving? He says he love you. That's weird. So, so I'm like, teary eyed a little bit. We start school next
They're like,
week.
"Drop me
So
off on Colorado."
yes.
That.
Drop me off at the HEB on Las Palmas. Like, damn, that's far, bro.
Oh
But
my
so
goodness.
yeah, so I mean, I think definitely you can look for ways to use your military to be able to get in there and bond with your kids while they're getting back to school. Kind of ease that stress, not even for yourself, but for them as
Right.
well.
For sure.
Help them know that you're there and you're gonna be there because a lot of them do have some PTSD as well. Like
Right.
that I know when my son dropped him off first day of school when he was young, and my oldest one, and then got deployed and didn't get to see him till the
Again.
end of the year.
Right.
So
Yeah, that makes sense.
you missed a lot of good stuff, and so this is a good time as you're transitioning to just be involved and be more in there. The more you're involved with the school or with their extracurricular activities, the less the more stress will go away from all that previous stuff.
Right.
So awesome. Yeah. And, like I said, take advantage. There's also a lot of great organizations you can check out in the magazine as well about there's back to school stuff where organizations are giving out backpacks or giving out school supplies, things like that. So check out the article in the magazine because we did list some stuff that was going on throughout the next couple weeks,
Got it.
and a lot of them are veteran related too for veteran specific. So if
Nice.
you need some help with um, some school supplies and stuff like that, 'cause I don't know if you've seen the lists. I've seen some of these lists for some of these schools. It's like ungodly amount, 50 tissues, 60 colors, all kinds of stuff. So some of these organizations they have all that stuff for you,
Nice.
especially as a veteran. So definitely look in our magazine and check out some of those events that are giving away that stuff. So yeah, so next thing we have our National Wellness Month. So August is National Wellness. I didn't even know until
I
I started researching
I didn't either.
it.
There's a month for
Yes,
everything.
for everything. So this is month is mainly for just getting it together, right? Just your fitness, your therapies, your mindfulness, regulations, your just everything about just living a better,
Lifestyle.
cleaner
For
lifestyle.
sure.
Like we talked about in the past about like run groups and that kind of stuff, and then as well as one thing is I would want to say is like nutrition stuff. I know
Yeah.
we talked about a business that did like protein bowls or something like that.
Yes, they did
um,
meal prep.
Meal prepping.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, if that's something that you're looking into and wanting to use this month as a kickstart, say, hey, it's National Wellness Month, might as well join in the fun
Definitely.
and get involved in bettering your health and stuff like that. So we
Yeah.
also have some great examples in the magazine for you to definitely check that out. But yeah, I mean, definitely use this month to promote, and then check out our guys over at Game Day. Give Vern a call; he'll get you back in that, get you a good kickoff start on for Wellness Month. So
Johnny's about to be back in SAR physique.
shoot, man, I was like, I gotta get rid of this dad bod. But yeah, most definitely want to wish I could get back to those SAR days.
You got it. I have all the faith in you.
Nah, that was the last time I
So no,
saw.
I'm good.
The only six packs now are in the refrigerator. So that's kind of how I live my life now. So but yeah, definitely check out there's a lot of different events too that are going on that people are promoting wellness month. There's like a fitness in the park going on right now. They're hosted by the city of San Antonio.
Yes.
I know in the hemisphere there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. Like every Thursday there's a rave party.
This was the last week.
Oh, it was the last one.
It was, but
Yeah.
no, there are plenty of there are tons of things. One of my friend went to um it was like a sound bath in Brackenridge
Mm.
Park, and they like you lay down and they have the little bowls, and it's like
Oh
the
yeah.
different frequencies.
Mhm.
I know specifically for women, I've done a couple. It's called Hot Girls Pilates.
Oh,
And so you go
nice.
do Pilates, and then they have them at different areas. So I think like this weekend they have one for brunch. So after you do
Mhm.
Pilates, you do brunch. And then they have
Dang.
other places where they do it at like a pool.
Hmm.
So like after you do Pilates, you can hang out at the pool, and so there's so many things here in San Antonio. It's unreal.
Yeah, and then you were talking about your girls thing, the chalupas or guaco
Oh,
golfing.
the chips and guac.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
chips and
another
guac.
thing for
Yes,
Wellness Month. I mean,
golfing.
there's
Golfing is getting
golfing.
big
And
here in
golfing
San
is getting
Antonio.
big too. So they actually have a women's
A woman's golf.
golf
Yes.
together, a golf group. And yeah, tell
It's
us
like two,
about that.
it's like 2 Thursdays a month. I went. I had a great time, way more than I expected to. Women. Side note: great place to meet the men's.
I'm sure there's a lot of guys there.
There was, but no, it was so much fun. I was horrible at it. There's a couple times where I just swing and did not hit the ball. But it was just so much fun. It was the first time I'd ever done it. It was such a great
Mhm.
time. Meeting different women and different aspects of their life. It was such a good time. We had it was a blast, to say the
Awesome.
least.
Yeah. So, definitely part of the wellness is getting out there and getting yourself
Touching the
involved.
grass
Yeah,
is what I
touching
like
the
to say.
grass, grounding, that's another wellness thing they call grounding when you
Yes,
take your shoes off, put your feet on the ground and just kind of just be in the moment, connect with, the environment and stuff like that. So that's another great thing that you could try and check out. So but yeah, but we got a lot of great tips in the magazine. So definitely check out that article. And get pick up some tips, get out there and get healthy. So awesome. So yeah, and
yeah.
then of course gotta give you your minute to shine. So so as you know, you guys know, not only is she our host, but our co-host, but she is also a Navy recruiter, active duty. She acts be out here recruiting you guys for prior service.
Prior
So if you
services.
got out and you're like, oh man, this is not the world I want to be in. I want to get back.
Exactly.
I need to get back in, and
And that's
you
usually what happens. People get out
know.
and they realize, oh, this is not what I expected it was going to be. So, yes, I specifically recruit prior service back into the Navy Reserve. The cool thing with the reserve is that you can keep your VA disability,
Mm,
which is always a plus,
mhm.
while continuing to get your retirement points. You can still travel, you can still do mobilizations, deployments, all while just being a weekend warrior.
Mhm.
It's great.
Yeah. And I mean, I joined the reserves when I got out, but it's kind of, to me, it was different because from being full active duty
Right.
for 10 plus years,
It's definitely different.
yeah,
That's for
it
sure.
was kind of tough
I mean,
because,
how long have you been out already?
oof, like 2012.
And how
So
quickly did these 13 years pass?
it went by pretty quick.
Right, you could be retired by now.
Nah, I'm good. I didn't want to. No, I'm good. I
Okay,
mean, a retirement paycheck, yes, would have been great, but I was ready, man. And plus, they were like, "Oh, you have all these. You have, these. You're an air crew. You're a mechanic. You have all these quals." They literally had orders for
they
me,
were ready for you to
but
go.
because I got 2 years of non-deployable for or non-active for joining right away
Right.
or the reserves right away. No, they had orders for me. They're like, "You're going jumping on the C-130. You're going on about." I was like, "Man, I got out. I don't want to go nowhere."
Yeah, no, that makes well, some people still get out and still want to do those things every
Yeah,
once in a
yeah,
while
exactly.
still being able to be home with their family and not be full time so that they're there more often. Their hours are a little different, whatever it may be. And so we offer that. And the good thing about the Navy right now, we have bonuses for certain rates.
Mhm.
The reserve now has tuition assistance. It's the same as active duty.
Nice.
You get the 16 hours. So if you're done with your GI Bill, or if you gave your GI Bill to your children or your spouse, you can use the tuition assistance to continue to go to school. So there's a
And
lot
you
of
get
benefits,
TRICARE too, right?
and you get your TRICARE reserve.
TRICARE reserve.
Yes, which I think is like 50 to $80. I'm not too sure. For single, and it's 240 for a family,
Oh,
which in the
nice.
civilian world is almost close to like $1,000 a
Yeah.
paycheck. So I mean, it's valid.
Yeah,
In my
it's good.
opinion.
Yeah, it's good. And that's a good, especially what TRICARE covers and stuff like that. It
Yeah,
means
the
it's
insurance
pretty great.
alone is worth it,
It's
especially if
definitely
you have a
worth it.
family. Yeah,
Yeah. The
most
only thing I
definitely.
would say really great is that I got picked up by JRB New Orleans. Yeah. My 2 weeks was during Mardi Gras.
I was in your accent. I went to Italy
Yeah.
for a month.
Oh my god.
And it was amazing.
I was
I
in
didn't even do that when I was active
my
duty.
yeah, my 2 years, they're like, "Oh yeah, hey, your 2 weeks you got to do it is February something, and this happened to be Mardi Gras." I'm like,
Just so happens to
I
have
didn't
been
pick it, they picked it. And it was like, it was funny because there was no hotels or nothing on base. Everything was booked. So when I had
real
to go,
convenient.
they're like, well,
Real
you can
convenient.
book. The first time I went was when the 49ers and the Ravens were playing in the Super Bowl in New Orleans. So there's nothing, and that's like the only thing they have open is like the Sheridan right here on Bourbon Street. That's the
What
only
does
thing.
it open is this fancy
Hey,
casino for
government said,
500.
"Go ahead, yeah, go ahead and book it."
Live
And
your
I was
best
like,
life.
"Hey, I can't go to work because there's a freaking parade going on right now." They're like, just stay." I was like, "Okay." So
Okay,
yeah,
so that's a few and far between, guys.
I'm just saying
Listen,
that was a pretty cool
don't
experience.
embarrass it, but yes, you can still have the benefit of being with your family. You're not in, full-time active duty, but you do still get the benefits of the insurance, of the education, continuing your retirement points, while still collecting your VA disability, and then getting to still do your active training once a year.
Yeah. And I think what would really be good with that is if they have, I know in the service you have mentors and stuff like that. Do they do that kind of stuff in the reserves? Because I know when I did it, that I didn't have that, and that was my struggle was trying to relieve the full time military life
Right.
and then trying to
I
figure
know
out
it's hard
life out
because
here.
especially when you get around people who've only ever been reserve and you're like, "Oh, you have no idea
Yeah.
what being active duty is." I think it's just kind of the same way active duty is that people are going to fail you,
Hmm.
honestly. And if you meet somebody who is genuinely like a good mentor, kind of latch onto them, that'll help
Yeah.
you. As a recruiter, I have tried to be that person because
Yeah.
I had a hard time being in the
Hmm.
reserves my first couple years. I was like, this is totally different.
Hmm.
Luckily, in the legal men community, we're so small that I was able to kind of latch onto those mentors. But it's definitely like if you don't reach out, nobody's gonna reach out to you.
Yeah.
But again, it's just the way you work it. It's who you talk to, who you come in communication with, who you reach out to.
Hmm.
You kind of have to work it to your benefit. It's
Yeah.
just gonna come to you. So
Yeah.
that's what I would say about it. It is a whole different bus than active duty. But again, depending on what your end goal is, I do think it's worth it in regards to education, the insurance for your family, as well as continuing your retirement years, especially if
Yeah.
you got out 10 years or
Mhm.
more that you had in. It's definitely worth continuing that.
Okay, awesome. So you hear that. So Tori's gonna be your mentor. When you get out, you get in, you want to go back in the reserve, she's gonna mentor you.
210-419-1035.
Hit her up.
Thank you.
All right, it's awesome. So then jumping into the next, and we have our transition with our great transition to the transition of the civilian shift by Quincy Harper. So he talks about Quincy is, one of the main guys that does, he's been in the game for a long time after retired. He worked with USO, American GI for him. Now he's with Accenture, part of their military program. So he has a lot in his article that talks about military life and transitioning from that life to land your perfect job. And I have a really good example of this because in my day job, I serve as the military skill bridge program manager, and we just have a guy who just got out, just retired, got out, and when I got out, one of the first jobs that offered me were like contract jobs, and contract jobs were, I didn't really know what that would meant and stuff like that. I was like, hey, they pay better than the other jobs, and but I didn't know at any given time they can just
Let you go.
yeah, let
Right.
you go. Hey, we don't need you anymore. It's good to go. And so I'm here putting my whole heart and soul into doing this job, and they're making out, oh yeah, I've been doing a great job, and then they just cut you loose,
Yeah.
and doing budgets or whatever that's going on and stuff like that. So definitely as a transition veterano, I guess you could say, that been through that and stuff like that. Just make sure you're never trade a contract job for a direct job.
A GS.
Yes, or just a direct job in general.
Gotcha.
That's going to offer benefits, advancement opportunities, stuff like that. Contract jobs typically, and sometimes how they lure you is like contract to hire. Like, hey, you want to ask questions like, hey, how often do you turn over? How often you convert people over? Things like that. Those are some of the questions you want to ask if you're looking for a job in the contract world.
And Quincy is there to answer all of those questions.
Yes, yeah, and then tune into his podcast called The Civilian Shift, where he answers a lot of those questions. I think this guest that he has talks about spouse hiring as well. So if you have a spouse that's followed you all over the place and things like that, and have huge employment gaps, check out the podcast and kind of talk about how to put all that stuff together, being at what you were doing as somebody that's managing schedules and planning stuff for the family and all that stuff, how you can convert that into real life work experience to share with employers.
For sure.
Yeah, awesome. So yeah, so then jumping up to our next thing, the social life for veterans. Like I said, talked about all these back to school events that are going on. I think the on base on Fort Sam and Lackland are having back to school backpack giveaways and stuff like that and supplies.
We're talking
Uh,
about social life, not the kids.
yeah, I mean that's part of it too. That's part of it too. I mean that's
FTK.
yeah. I'm saying that they can't go very far without them
But
things.
what I do want to say for this one in particular is that so even though our podcast is fairly new, Veteran SA, we
Yeah.
are coming up on our 1 year anniversary.
Yup. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. So
So what's
definitely,
happening in August for our 1 year, John?
yeah. So August 28th, we are going to have our 1 year anniversary party at Smoke Sky Bar.
Yes.
And just kind of uh you know salute to all the writers that came through and stick with us for the year and putting out great information and making sure that that we have stuff to put out for the community and making sure everybody's getting their spot, their deserved spot. um
And also for a lot of our anybody who sponsored us, anybody who has supported us through this past year, for future veterans who maybe want to be involved in the magazine, for any companies that maybe want to be involved in the magazine, we're going to be out there talking to people, trying to network, mingle, let them see who we are, let them know what we're about, what we're trying to do. Because the year came fast.
it came fast. I
And
cannot believe we're
we grew
here.
so much within this 1 year. So
Yeah.
I'm super excited for this party and to meet everybody and to see everybody that goes, so they can see, everything we have going on and
Mm.
future plans. Because I know, you're full of ideas.
Yeah.
We try to talk like for 2 hours once a week, and he's like, "This is what I have going on," and I'm like, "Okay,
Yeah, and we have some really cool announcements that we're going to be doing at the event as well. Some really cool things that are just happened to us just recently, so we're going to reveal that at the party as well once everything is set in stone. But we definitely want to share the community, the thank you for the support that we've gotten, especially from our sponsors and stuff like that. But just to let everybody in the community know, if you come out, we show you what our mission is, why the reason why Veterans Say, exists. It's for our community, the veteran community, to give you information on resources, to give you information on ideas, a spark. If you're struggling with something and you find something in the magazine that's going to help you, that's why this magazine exists. That's why we're doing it. That's why we're doing the podcast, to just give out more life into the magazine and so you can get more answers, more of your questions answered. And that's why we exist. That's why we're here today. That's why we keep pushing, and our writers write every month because they believe that what they're sharing is important and it's for you. I mean, that's the whole idea where it started, right? I was like, how am I going to get all this information to
out
you?
to the masses
Yeah, I know you need it. There's some great information that will help somebody.
for sure,
And that's our whole mission. This magazine and the podcast is here because hopefully one person will hear it or one person will read it and it will save their life.
for sure."
And for me, that's worth doing all this stuff. We all have full-time jobs. We all have other stuff to do, but we make time for this because we believe that it could possibly save somebody's life. So that's why Veteran SA exists. So hopefully you can come out with us on the 28th at Smoke Sky Bar right there. I think it's Crockett Road.
Crockett, yes,
Yeah, right by the Tower of America. So come check it out and hang out with us, meet everybody out there, and get some more information.
for sure.
Awesome. And then also we have our resources for our nonprofits that help with financial, help with food distribution, clothing, shelter. We have so many organizations listed on our resource page that if you there's always something for somebody out there. So if you need any resources or want to get some ideas of some places that you're looking for somebody or for yourself, definitely check out that page.
Yes.
And you can reach out to us and we can get you more contact information from any of those places, and or any other organizations that we partner with. Um, Now we're jumping up to my favorite one. um, so last month there was a big bill that was vetoed by the governor. And we're not by any means any politically platform. We're not talking about that, but I just know it was a big deal for the veteran community. So
Right.
I will talk a little bit about it without getting too political. Is the weed or not to weed? So a lot of vets, a lot of the oral community talk about THC and what it does for mental health and PTSD, um,
Anxiety,
anxiety,
depression.
depression, and there's a lot of statistics say that there's good things and bad things and stuff like that. So, um, definitely want from what I some of the research and things that I looked at, I know the VA doesn't necessarily uh condone it or necessarily say yeah you can they support it,
Right.
but I know that there's a lot of community things that say hey, it does a lot of great things.
Right.
So I know that that veto that just happened was to, I guess there was a bill to ban
Right.
THC, and the governor stopped it from doing it. So I don't really know a lot of the details of where it's at now and where where it's going to be in the future. But and I will say that there's a lot of people that I never really, I mean, other than prior to service, prior to the military, dabbled a little bit. It's in my service record. Got a waiver for it. I admitted it, so you can't get back. You can't get at me.
You don't
It's
work
in
for the
there.
government anymore. Calm
It
down.
was in there. It was in there.
I'm paranoid.
It's in there. But and it could be side effects of I'm just kidding.
I'm
But
like, are you under
you
the
know,
influence right now, sir?
no, right? No, I never really been into it. I know people kind of when I was going through the PTSD stuff, people have recommended
Right.
some THC sprays or some of the edible stuff
Right.
to try it out to see. But I
And it
was
works for everybody the same way
yep.
medicine does. I know people who use it for the joints, like they
Hmm.
use like a balm. They use like the what is it, the tincture for
Yeah.
under their tongue and stuff. So it's not. I know a lot of people think like smoking blunts or
Yeah.
smoking the bong or whatever, but it by no means is at that point
Yes.
anymore. It's topically, orally.
Hmm.
There's tons of different ways, and it just the same way some medicines have side effects for some people. The same thing with weed
Yeah.
or THC, and then vice versa in regards to it works for others. Some people feel side effects, some people don't, and it just if we got a lot of injuries when we come out. So
Yeah, for
if
sure.
it works for you, good on you. At this point, Texas is still allowing it,
Hmm.
so that's always a
Yeah.
good thing.
Yeah, definitely just consult with your doctor, consult with somebody in that field
Right.
before you start trying. I mean, I wouldn't I heard, I wouldn't go out there and try 20 brownies and to be like, "Oh, no, I'm okay." And they start tripping
Right.
and then like don't take that person's word, but you know what I mean like
It's still CBD though. It's not.
yeah.
It's not the whole shebang.
Yeah, it's still but it
It's only three
definitely
to eight.
yeah,
Nothing crazy,
so
just it.
yeah, so definitely, go out there and consult with the proper people and see if it's something that will be
Works
something
for you.
for you
Yeah.
to try out and stuff like that. Don't just take a random person's word off the street and like, hey, you should just try this edibles and and it
Try
kind
this
of
gummy.
yeah,
Oh,
don't want to be like Smokey running down the running down the street. So yeah, so definitely check out that article. We have some really great um, facts in there and some dispensary businesses in there that you can check out and go ask some questions about some stuff, the different ways of doing it, and then also your doctor definitely consult with that. But
awesome.
we'll tune in more for once there's more details about that bill, and we'll can discuss the future.
Keep you updated.
Yeah, keep you updated on that. So, so news and advertisement. I mean, definitely, we
We've talked about
grow
it.
it. Yeah, we're growing our platform. It's getting big. We're getting, a lot of opportunities to partner with different organizations and things like that. So if you want to be part of our group, definitely hit us up, and we'll definitely love to work with you and get your information out there and stuff like that. So hit us up. You can hit us up on our website or hit us up directly on us on social media and stuff like that, and we'll be able to get you any information that you need. All right. And then our nonprofit highlight. So we're going to be talking about San Antonio Coalition with Veterans and Families with Mr. Tony Fuentes. Yeah, and, part of our we love to highlight nonprofit organizations in San Antonio, and one of them is a really good friend of mine. Somebody that when I first started Combat 22 was kind of almost a mentor and helping me out and helping me kind of navigate through the nonprofit world and in what's real, what's not real, how to help vets, when to kind of pull back or when to kind of start steering them in different directions
Right.
and getting them the help that they need. So, Mr. Tony Fuentes from the San Antonio Coalitions for Veterans and Families. Welcome. Thank you for
Well,
coming
thank you for
on.
having me. And again, congratulations on your 1 year, John. I mean,
I
that's
appreciate that.
incredible of
Yeah.
your veteran San Antonio, dude. And yeah, time does fly.
It does fly,
Good
right?
job.
And it's fly because we're doing what we're passionate about,
Amen.
and we want to help as many people as we can
Yep.
and get that information out there. So,
Sure.
so tell us about the coalition. How'd you get started? How'd you get involved with it? How did it go? I know there's a big history with this organization.
It's a long story, you know, and I'm gonna try to condense it as much as I can.
Yeah. I mean, we got time.
And you know, we all know what the struggles the veterans go through.
Mm-hmm.
And I was there 17 years ago, going through the PTSD, you know, 2 tours in Vietnam as a combat medic, you know.
Oh wow.
Took its toll on me, you know, and the drinking, the drugs, you know, and not living right, in and out of jail. If you can believe that, you know, now, you know,
No, not you, Tony. No.
if you don't know me back then, you know, I'm arrested 19 times in my life,
Oh wow.
and I should be in prison,
Mm-hmm.
but someone had a bigger plan for me.
Yeah.
And on my 19th arrest, I had given up, you know, enough's enough. Put me away. Plea bargain for 8 years. I never had thought about suicide. You know, of course, I had a family, kids, and I couldn't do that to them. But I was what I thought was committing social suicide.
Yeah.
Put me away, you know, and I broke their hearts and enough times, and I said, okay, it's time to be put away, you know. And then you think I'm bad now? Wait till I get back, you know. And but I wasn't gonna come back, you know. And but again, as it worked, my daughter met a Lieutenant Colonel Hector Villarreal
Oh, okay.
that was running this coalition.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And she met him, told her about her dad,
Mm-hmm.
and this gentleman stepped in, and we started a friendship that developed, and he mentored me.
Mm-hmm.
But really, without getting too deep, I mean, and the reality is he introduced me to Jesus Christ.
Nice.
And that was the healing that I needed. There was more behind it, but he mentored me for almost 17 years. And
Wow.
the day that I met that gentleman, I've been sober, mind, body, and spirit.
Yeah.
When I plea bargained for go to prison, I needed to go back for my sentencing to go. And my attorney says, well, we got to make a lot of changes. It doesn't look very good. You're going away. And by the way, in that time that I met the colonel, my life turned around, you know, and he was running this coalition, and it was more of meetings at the time to network with one another. I know veterans, if somebody would call the coalition, we'd refer them out. And anyway, so when it was time for me to go back to court for the sentencing, he went with me. And I don't know what he told the judge, but they gave me 8 years probation.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and there's more behind it. They gave me 8 years probation, but in that interim, he got me a job working at Warm Springs Rehabilitation Hospital, take care of active duty soldiers that have been wounded in Iraq and Afghanistan. And you know, I found my purpose again.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
we get out of the
Exactly.
military, we
Found
lose
your
our
mission.
purpose.
Yeah. You found your
As a
mission.
combat medic, I'm back taking care of my soldiers. So we created a really great military program there at Warm Springs, and in 2019, he got cancer. And he was already in his 80s, and he goes, I'm not going to make it. You know, I want you to take over my coalition for me. I was working full time, and I said, no, sir. You're a lieutenant colonel. I'm just a grunt, man, you know, and I'm not qualified to run an outfit. He goes, no, I prepared you for this. And I said, no, no. I mean, I don't know how to, what the hell do I know about being an ED?
Yeah.
And, you know, I said, no. And, but he kept telling me, yes, you are.
Yeah. You're
So
pushing you.
Finally, you know, again, I prayed on it, and God told me, you're good to go. But what happened, again, I had a full-time job. COVID came in 20.
Yeah.
I got laid off. for my job.
Oh,
So when I got laid off,
just
my wife
pushing
goes,
you.
you know, when I got laid off, I went and told my wife. She goes, "Well, just retire. You know, we're good." Yeah. So yeah, sure. So when I went to go see the colonel, he was already pretty much on his deathbed.
Hmm.
And I said, "Sir, I got laid off today." And he just rolls over. He looks at me, and goes, "So what's your excuse for not running my outfit now?" And I said, "Man, you're gonna call me out on your deathbed?" He goes, "Yep." And I said, "All right, let me go talk to my wife and I'm gonna pray on it." And Johnny, the stars were written already.
Yeah.
Everything was aligned perfectly.
Mhm.
And when I went to go back and tell him, "Oh, okay, I got it,"
Hmm.
and he passed away 4 days later.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so here I am, the director of the coalition, and this gentleman changed my life, and I saw the struggles that the veterans were needing,
Yeah.
and again, not knowing, COVID was still on, so it gave me time to think, and what I wanted to do, and I called a friend of mine. I don't know if you know Chuck Bunch.
Yeah, Chuck Bunch, yeah,
Chuck,
from over at
he was,
USA, right?
yeah, he was really involved with the coalition at the time. I said, Chuck, I got, I'm running the coalition now. What do you suggest I do, And he goes, Tony, there's a lot of organizations in San Antonio that help veterans,
Mm-hmm.
but you got to create something unique that they don't do.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought about it. I said, oh, okay. And I went like, as a medic,
Mm-hmm.
who's the first guy that responds when they get injured? I mean,
Okay.
in Nam,
Mm-hmm.
one of my guys got injured. Guys, cover my ass. I'm going to get my guy.
Yeah.
Doc, stay down. No, cover my ass. I'm going to get my guy. So I created what we call Operation Emergent Needs when I took it over. I went to discussions with the board, and they said, well, we don't do that. I said, well, we do it now. And I believe we can do this. So what we did is we created Operation Emergent Needs, and what it is, and as you all know, the struggles that veterans and families are going on in the community,
Mm-hmm.
there's homelessness, food insecurities, need help with utility bills,
Mm-hmm.
rental assistance, among other things. So I said we're going to start providing that support for them, and the board goes, we don't have that kind of money. There was only a little bit of money in the budget. The coalition wasn't built for that.
Yeah.
So what I learned at Warm Springs those 9 years was to go out there in the community and market, and I met a lot of people, and so I said, don't worry about them. Let me handle this. So again, created this mission of immediate need of, if we find a homeless veteran, we place them in a hotel for 7 days. Then we set them up with the different programs that can help them further. Food assistance. We go out immediately, get them HEB gift cards, $100, $200. Utility bills, we pay those, up to $200.
Yeah.
But we vet them. We need a DD-214 and an ID to make sure they're legitimate veterans. And so no red tape.
Yep.
Send me that. We'll get it done. We can get them on the hotel, if not the same day, the next day. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer, but we got the hotel ready to go. We just make a phone call. They're there.
Yeah, and I love that about what you guys do with that, because that, to me, when I started my organization, that's kind of what I wanted to be part of, because that's, an immediate action. I mean, that's what we're tired of, right? We're tired of red tape. We're tired of people telling us like, oh, well, call this person or call that person, or hey, have you tried this? Have you tried that? Like they sent me over here.
Sure.
So, having that immediate action, that's what I really, when we first met and started talking and started working together, that's something that I do love a lot about what y'all's organization does, because y'all were same mindset as I am, like wanting to run our organization is we want to be that immediate action, get you through the red tape, get you to the right people, get you the help you need right in this second, and then go from there.
One of the things that a lot of veterans that we deal with, and at first it was just me running the operation. I was running everything, and handling the phones and everything like that. And then I've got Chris Kind that is helping me out, taking the phone calls. I got another Chris that is helping us. So we've grown. And, my first year, we helped, I think, was it 40 veterans? No, I'm sorry, 72 veterans. The second year, we went up to 172 veterans. But then through fundraising, we're starting to get the budgets to be able to help more. The last 2 years, we helped over 350 veterans plus.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, I mean, when you said that, I'm like, I was like, man, I'm here. Last year I just got started, and then this year, we're almost at 40 now, and it's like, and there was more people that I couldn't help because we just didn't have the budget to do it. But I see the need for it, and I could appreciate you. I mean, that number is tremendous,
Yeah,
but
and
it's a lot bigger. There's a lot more veterans out there.
and again, there's a lot of these guys, and one of the keys is when we have our monthly meetings. We still have our monthly meetings. We bring all different veteran organizations together to see what's out in the community, to help one another. We gotta strengthen numbers, John. You know that.
Yeah, definitely.
But as I share in the meetings, we got to show our veterans that we care. First of all, my guys, they get the calls. Listen to them.
Yep,
Sometimes they just need somebody to talk to.
exactly.
And I know in my day when I was going through my struggles, I would call the vet center drunk on my ass. You don't give me any help. You don't give me help. And I know Melissa Castillo was the director at the time. Tony, come in. And I will hang up on her. But I wasn't in the right frame of mind to get the help that I needed. And when I met the colonel, I went to the drug and alcohol rehabs, PTSD counseling, the anger management, and it healed my soul is what it was. And one of the things that I share with people, those of us that served in combat, seeing the things that we saw, done the things we did, I believe we lose our souls when we get back. Maybe that's getting deep. But I think it's a reality of it, and I think when you need to heal inside, we need to heal physically, mentally, and spiritually for those of us that need that. But at least that's just my opinion. But it's a struggle, and we can't help everybody because some of these guys that come in and female veterans that come to us, a third of the population that call us are female veterans that are sleeping in their cars with their kids.
Oh wow,
That's unacceptable.
yeah, very
The
unacceptable.
ladies, the women veterans, we give them 2 weeks. I want to give them a better opportunity to be able to get somewhere where they need to go. And we make exceptions. I'm not going to just throw somebody out on the street.
Yeah,
We make exceptions. If they have the possibility of getting something where they're going to go from our 7-day stay, but we can give them the options. They have to do the homework, John. You can't just carry them.
and that's what I love about your organization as well is that not only are you giving them that safe space for the be and that they're taken care of, but you also kind of push them to, hey, you got to get back on your feet. You got to get back on what you're doing. What's your plan after the 7-day? What's your plan to get back on the right track? So I love that you guys offer that as well too. So yeah, that's awesome. So what I know you guys host a lot of events too. You do a lot of fundraising. Some of your events that I've been to are freaking awesome and huge. So what other stuff do you guys got planned out for the rest of the year? What are some of the things you guys normally do for fundraising?
We just had our golf tournament that you played in, right?
Yeah, that was awesome. I loved it.
It turned out great, and we're blessed. And I think people see the mission that's behind why we're doing this, right? The car show. I don't know if you got a chance.
Yes, yeah, I saw. I didn't get a chance to go out there, but
we
it was
did
awesome.
really, really well. Our next fundraiser is the Magnolia Pancake House fundraiser.
Oh yes, that one was awesome.
Have you been to
Yeah,
that one?
I went to that one last year.
I wasn't there last year. I was on a cruise. My wife took me on a cruise.
Oh
Remember
yeah,
Raz
yes,
ran it?
Raz was there. Yeah, I
And
remember.
I'll be around this year.
You got tickets for that still available?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. If you haven't gone to Texas San Antonio Veteran Coalition and Families, their Magnolia Pancake House fundraising event is super awesome. It's the one off of Hebner still, right?
Yeah.
One off of Hebner. They got a pancake eating contest. They got all kinds of stuff. They have tables. You can reserve a table. And they have prizes and all kinds of stuff. But you get pancakes. I think you had free beer last time. It was pretty cool.
What it is we sell tables at $700 table, but you get to bring in 10 of your friends. You get fed a meal and drinks, and one of your friends can enter the pancake eating contest.
That's cool.
And it's not how many you can eat; it's a stack of 6, and who can ever eat them the fastest.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of fun. We have silent auction items as well, and all the proceeds go to the coalition.
Yep.
And it's a fun event. And actually, my wife had scheduled. We're supposed to be in Costa Rica for 2 weeks, and I said I cannot go for 2 weeks.
Yeah,
I need to be here.
Yeah, I mean it was that was the first event that I went to with you guys, and man, that was awesome. I loved it. It was pretty cool. So if you have a chance, please hit up the coalition, get it some tickets, go check it out. It was awesome. It was pretty fun.
And one of the special things that's going on with the coalition, and I have a guy that keeps a record of everything we do. And if you don't mind, I want to share something here real quick. We don't just do San Antonio. What's happening, and the colonel's dream was to expand the coalition, not just in San Antonio, but he sent me the spreadsheet. Floresville, Seguin, Church, Laredo, Buda, San Angelo, San Marcos,
Wow.
Kerrville, Austin, Pipe Creek, Bernie, Canyon Lake, Encinal, Castroville, Uvalde, and Cibolo. So we're
Nice.
expanding our reach.
Yeah.
You know, what's happening is everybody's finding out about what we do. That immediate need, John, that sets us apart from anybody. And I don't mean to take anything away from these other organizations that help veterans, but there's
But those areas that you mentioned, those are rural areas. I mean, it's hard for vets to get resources in a right amount of time. It's hard for us to just get resources, period.
yeah,
But you're talking you got to get 30 minutes to the nearest VA or an hour to the nearest VA or nearest clinic or resource. You know, you can't just take off a day of work because you really have to take a whole day off if you live in Floresville or Uvalde or something like that just to go to the VA clinic. I think Uvalde is probably the nearest VA clinic is here in San Antonio or maybe Kerrville, which is that's still kind of far.
As we've grown, what we learned, I told my guys, if you can't, pay a CPS bill over the phone, or if you can do it, like one of these rulers, you can pay it over the phone. Pay it over the phone. Or if there's a family somewhere on the rural area that needs groceries, mail them the HB gift card. Let's think outside the box.
Yeah.
But give them the support that you need. And again, John, I keep going back to we got to show these guys that we care.
Yeah.
It's that simple, and that's what happened to me when the colonel took me under his wing. And I felt like this guy cares about me, and that's where that transition started happening, and then getting better, getting the help that I needed. And a lot of these guys, and one of the things too that I look at real deeply is how many veterans and families that we've helped, or a veteran especially, or a female veteran that we have kept from committing suicide because there was that last
Exactly. Yeah.
and not to offend anybody, Veteran Suicide Month, or Homeless Month is whatever. To the coalition, every day is Suicide Month. It's Homeless Month.
Yeah, it's 22 vets a day.
22 vets a day.
Yeah.
And I hope that we can grow one day where we can have the case managers to follow up on these guys. And we do our best.
Yeah, and that to me is the hardest thing right now because I do get a lot of vets that do call me back and hey, I still need more help and stuff like that, and and sometimes for us we're a smaller organization, so we try to get them more resources than we try to give out the actual funding or anything like that, just because we do have a line of people that are needing and waiting for something to help for us to help them out, and so yeah, I mean, I definitely the follow-up aspect is very huge when you're supporting them on their mental health journey or crisis journey that they're going through and doing that. But that's awesome. I didn't know you guys were expanding because that is definitely a target point for us to reach those areas to be able to help those vets too, because we do get a lot of emails and phone calls about hey, I live in Floresville, I live in Divine, I don't have access to this and that, and we try to help them in those areas too. So that's awesome that you guys are
whenever
doing
you need
that.
us, man, we're here.
Yeah, I know for sure. And
we'll help anybody out. And nothing that, the VA calls us, the homeless program. Haver Hope calls us, Endeavors calls us. The GI Forum calls us. Bear County calls us. Because they don't have the capability to go out and write a check like we do.
Yeah.
The guy needs it now. Okay, can you go do this for us, doc?
Yeah,
sure.
Those grants kind of hold a lot of people hostage sometimes.
And that's why our fundraising is important because we don't want to be restricted on how we can use our money.
Yep.
But again, one of the hardest things to say is a veteran calls us where they're behind their rent, $2,000 or whatever. Well, we don't have that budget. But we said, well, look, we can't help you with that. But why don't you get you some groceries? Can we pay a light bill for you to get you back on your feet? In the meantime, let me refer you to the Bear County or these other organizations that might be able to help you further. But you got to be patient because these other organizations don't have that capability. But they will help you if you stick to it.
Yeah, they will help you. There's some great organizations that do have a lot of great funding, a lot of great support, but it does take some time to get that machine going. And that's kind of where I like to be at, where I partner with you at. We're kind of in the weeds trying to keep everybody, to make it to that point, instead of feeling that there's no hope, there's no light at the end of the tunnel. I think that's why our organizations are highly important because we kind of feed them that light and let
You
them
got to
know,
give them the
hey,
hope. You know, there's
exactly.
hope. Somebody cares.
Yep.
You know, but it's this is my 5th year, and but we've done really well. This has been our best year, but I believe that the community is seeing what we're doing, um, and there's so many people that are giving in the community,
Yep.
that donate to us.
Yeah, I see you
To,
have a lot of great partnerships with a lot of great businesses in the area and San Antonio, which is great to see because you want to see those businesses supporting the community, the veteran community, and stuff like that. So, yeah. So, Mr. Tony, I appreciate your time and anything, and coming on here and sharing the organization that I love you guys' organization. I call you when I have questions, and
I'm always here. I'm always
yeah.
here.
Anything you want to leave with us? A last little tidbit of what the San Antonio Coalition is about, what you got coming up,
Well, yeah,
how to
the
get a hold
blanket
of you.
fundraiser, the coalition. Again, we're doing God's work, John. It's that simple. No one in our organization is greater than the coalition. Our mission is to serve our veterans and families. And we're just a humble organization that keeps going, and go to our Facebook, our website,
Yep.
www.sacvf.org. Donate. I don't care if it's $10. It all adds up. It all goes to our veterans and families, and it's important that we get support from the community, San Antonio, wherever it
Yep.
come from, and it's greatly appreciated. And you get when you donate through our website, you get an automatic receipt, and you can use it for your taxes at the end of the year if you want to.
Yeah.
It's just an honor
Yeah.
for us to do what we do.
And it's an honor to get to work with you and see that and see what you guys are doing and support and share the stage with you as far as helping people out. So yeah, I really appreciate coming on board. Thank you very much for
man.
coming.
Thank you for
man.
having me.
Yeah,
Great work
so
on your part
definitely.
too,
Yeah.
And as I said, you're always welcome to partner up with us with the organization.
Oh
We're
yeah,
gonna do some
yeah.
stuff
Most
together.
definitely, we're gonna be jumping on board with you on more future stuff. And so,
Sure.
yeah, so definitely reach out to San Antonio Coalition, Veterans and Family. You can reach out to Tony as well. Check them out on their website, all their social media pages. If you follow us, we follow them. So please jump and share with them and donate. Your money goes straight to them, goes straight out to the community. So and we don't partner with organizations that you donate $10 and $1 goes to the organization, goes to the community. This money goes to the community. So support them, and you'll be able to be supporting the community.
Thanks, John.
All right, thank you, sir.
Great
All
job.
right, we'll
Yep.
see you. All
Yep.
right. So our community spotlight is Universal City. So Universal City has I don't know if you familiar or our viewers are familiar with San Antonio, but Universal City is just north of San Antonio. Randolph Air Force Base is there is the
Okay.
main makeup of their city, but they have a huge population of veterans in there, like
Yep.
Converse.
That makes sense.
And they have active duty people there too. So they have a really, really huge presence in there, and we're partnered with them. They have actually a channel on Spectrum called it's kind of like their public access channel.
Okay.
And you can find our podcast on there as well.
Nice.
So if you're looking at, checking out their stuff, and it's pretty cool because they talk about different businesses and organizations that are part of Universal City and why to come visit Universal City. They talk about the base and what the history of the base is to that area of town and stuff like that. So they have a huge veteran population there. And this month's magazine, we were able to partner with them, and they were able to give us some
Restaurant recommendations. I'm over there looking,
recommendations
I'm like,
that
oh, that looks good. I'm
that
hungry.
are veteran owned. One of the
Nice.
biggest ones, cool, that I like is Gather Brewery.
Ooh.
So they're a brewery there right outside the base. The owner is a Coast Guard veteran.
Nice.
So he had this idea, started brewing beers in his house, and he's like, hey, I wanna do this bigger. And so he took a chance, and luckily he had some opportunities with his dad, and he was able to build that business. If you see it, it's an awesome place. It's awesome. They have a bunch of taps on there, and they have a bunch of and it's cool because you get in there, it reminds me of like a Top Gun movie.
Oh, nice.
Because a lot of the people are there, like pilots, air crew.
Yeah.
So they're in there with their jumpsuits. I get flashbacks of my old school days in my flight
Nice.
suit and stuff. But
So when you taking the crew
yeah,
then?
I think we're gonna go pretty soon. Pretty soon.
Also, shout out because the Coast Guard just had their birthday a
Yeah,
few days
shout
ago.
out Coast Guard, yeah.
Shout out to our Puddle Pirate friends.
Puddle pirate friends, yeah. Don't go too far from the shore, guys. You'll be all right. But yeah, so he definitely, that's a great place to go check out if you're in the Universal City or you're in San Antonio. You want to look for a nice little place to go out and have a good bite and have a drink. That's another place to go check it out.
Awesome.
Billy D's is another place that I've checked out personally. A nice little bar. They have some burgers and stuff there too as well. So they're also a great place. Very, very, even though veteran owned, but veteran friendly.
Nice, good deal.
Half the people there that are
if
regulars
you just
are
want to
vets.
take us to all these places, so we
I think we need. I think we definitely need. I see the Clean Eats. We definitely go check that out. I can start my National Wellness Month off right again. Finish it off right. Go there, check it out.
I'm not on a diet, so this Four Kings here looks great.
I know it looks good too. Well, I'm always gonna relapse, so I'm not gonna even
That's
try
it.
to
We're
hide
sending you to Laurel Canyon.
Laurel Ridge.
Laurel Ridge.
Do you have something for people that cannot stop eating bad? But yeah, so definitely if you want to go check out Universal City, they have a ton of veteran-friendly, veteran-owned businesses.
Nice.
And a lot of veteran-friendly businesses there. So check that out. Check out that magazine. Go check out their public access channel. Check us out on the public access channel Spectrum. And support them and support the University City. Because like I said, they with Randolph Air Force Base right there, they immerse themselves in military culture, veteran culture.
I didn't even realize that Randolph was in Universal City.
Yeah, it's like it's pretty much like half of Universal City.
I believe that.
The base is so huge. But it's like Converse and all that.
Right.
All that's kind of in the same
shirts area. No,
like shirts. Yeah, that shirts, Converse, all that. University is kind of like within a street change of street.
All right. Well, whenever you want to take the team to
Let's
go eat,
I think we're gonna have to go do
go.
that. We're gonna have to go do an on-site interview over there.
There you go.
Yeah,
gonna interview them there. On
now
spot.
we come to the end. We had great conversations about the weed and THC, back to school, getting those great thoughts and getting those great insights on that, and about the Navy, how to join the reserve, stuff like that. So definitely share our content with a vet if you know a vet that hasn't seen us or heard from us yet. Pick up one of the latest magazines. We're in all the Black Rifle stores. We're in the Grunt Style retail store. We're in a lot of VFWs, and we're actually in the VA hospital clinics now.
Nice.
So our magazines will be in the clinic. So when you're out there,
so while you're waiting for an hour,
yes,
pick up a magazine.
Pick up a magazine
and read it.
And read it while you're there. You'll have plenty of time to read it.
You'll
Take
make
it with you. So you definitely tell your friends about it. You can also go on our website, veteransa.com, and download a copy as well there. You can subscribe to the magazine, and every month we'll have that sent out to you.
Great.
So definitely check us out and be able to pick up something good, hopefully.
Yeah, definitely.
Good tip.
The whole point is for us to have resources, and I think we said this before. If you guys are a resource that we haven't named, if you guys work with veterans, if you have any kind of business that involves veterans or that you cater to veterans, tell us. We're only so many people, and like Johnny said, we all do work a full-time job, so there's a lot of things that we might be missing, and we definitely want to highlight as many people, as many businesses, as many resources as we possibly can. So please feel free to message us, email us, slide in our DMs.
Yes.
We will be more than happy to assist the masses.
Yeah.
Awesome. And again, August 28th, please come out. We know San Antonio is a drinking city. So, come out, have some appetizers, meet myself and Johnny and the rest of our crew. We have a great crew who is, very passionate about wanting to continue to make sure that our veterans are getting served properly and that they're getting full advantage of all of their benefits.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So, yeah, definitely come out and support, and we'll definitely be out there to kind of answer any questions and get things done. But, also, so yeah, appreciate that. So, and then tune in next month. Next month's a really big month. September is Suicide Awareness Month, Suicide Prevention Day and stuff like that. So we'll have some really, really great insight on a bunch of organizations that are doing really great.
For my logistics types, it's the end of the fiscal year.
End of the fiscal year, exactly. So, and definitely if you have any, like I said, like Tori said, if you have any resources to share and want us to highlight that next month, we can do that too. So tune in next month. And until then, we're out. Bye.